Good morning. This is Isabella Clark in traffic. Morning. Um, Pointing the camera to the traffic, so you can enjoy the traffic with me. Just kidding. Because I wanna say a few words. Excuse me. And I'm driving, so if I point the camera at me, not only is it a horrible angle, but I don't want to get distracted by glancing at you. I can talk and drive safely without glancing at my phone. But I want to share a few words that I hope help you as much as they are helping me. So I have been dealing with some stress in the last few months, 3-4 months. And this is stress that I have dragged way more than I need to. And so, excuse me, with the mindset of, I know I need to shift my mindset so I can get out of this funk that I'm in. I have been listening to different motivational videos, reading. In particularly, I've been listening to a video that has a lot of quotes by Carl Jung. I really enjoyed most of that video. That video starts with the quote that says, "It's not what happens to you, it's that defines you. It's who you choose to become." And sounds pretty positive, right? Motivational. But when I just heard that right now, I cringed at that. Because that is giving me, by saying it's not what happens to you, is giving me permission to become a victim. To put myself in the victim mentality. And that is one of the things that I have been struggling with, that I have not been able to shift. Getting out of being a victim. I hate being a victim, but I'm sure good at it. And so I want to share these thoughts with you in hopes that it helps you if you're dealing with some stress. So I have a couple of things, stories, I guess you can say. The first one is the stress that I'm going through right now was in my view right now, in my victim mentality right now, is being caused by someone else. And the victim mentality that I have is, how could he do that to me? Right? Does that sound familiar? Maybe not to you, maybe to someone you know. How could he treat me that way? How could he do that to me? How could he act like that? But here's the thing that I know is that the actions that he took, has nothing to do with me. Those actions are his insecurity, are his struggles, his decisions. Now, I am not the person that should dictate if those decisions were right or wrong. Those decisions were wrong for me, but it doesn't mean that they're wrong for him. And so I know that at the end of the day, 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, 10 years from now, his actions are not going to define my happiness. They're not going to define my future. I have 2 kids, and I am 50 years old. I'm going to be 51 this year. My kids will still grow up to be successful. I will still become a grandmother and be a great grandmother. Love my grandkids. Very much looking forward to that stage in my life. Not in a rush. I will still travel, enjoy the world, I would still be close to my family. I will still be successful at work. I was still everything that I was supposed to be, whether that person made the decisions that he did or not. And so, again, I don't have the right to define if his decisions were right for him, because I don't. But the decisions that he made were not a good decision for both of us as a couple, as a team. And so who's really losing here if he chooses not to have me in his life? So it's not what happened to me. It's not what he did to me. It's not what happened to me, because nothing happened to me. It just happened. And so if you are going through some stress caused by another person, whether if it's you're going through stress because your kids, are not making the right decisions, and that's totally different conversation, because we never give up on our kids. But it could be just something simple that he's just not listening to you, and it doesn't have to be something drastic that he's doing drugs or she's running away. But just as a parent, they don't always make the decisions, but that's another conversation. If you are going through stress because of actions, because of decisions that another person made, think of this. This is the next example I have for you. Something that is easy for us to say is, why does this keep happening to me? Why does this happen to me? In the last 3 months, I have been fired twice. And never did I go into, I was disappointed and it hurt. It hurt my ego. I'm 50 and I got fired twice, for God's sakes. In 3 years, twice. The last time I was fired, I was in my early 20s. But I didn't go into the place of, why did this keep happening to me, when I got fired the second time. And here I am, a single mom, living in the Woodlands, gotta pay those bills, gotta pay that rent. But I did not once go into, what does this keep happening to me? Why is that? I could have very easily said, God damn it. But the fact is, it hurt, but I didn't dwell on that pain. I didn't dwell in that loss, because I didn't have time. I got to get up and pay those bills. And the fact is that I didn't just get fired out of the blue for no reason. I got fired for actions that I took. And actions that I took that I would never take in my current job, because right now I love my job. And the fact is, I wasn't very happy in those other 2 jobs. In fact, the last job that I got fired, I saw it coming for months. I kept on saying I'm going to get fired. I kept on saying I'm going to get fired. So if I saw it coming, why didn't I do things different? Because of these actions that I took. Right? I got fired because of the actions that I took. Because I was not happy in those situations, in either of those jobs. So there was a disconnect with the way I was feeling satisfied, the way I was feeling about my life as it pertains to my job. And so it wasn't, what does this keep happening to me? It's not what happened to me. It's what happened. And it was what happened due to the decisions that I made, the actions that I took. And the same thing with the stress that I'm going through now that is being caused by another person. At this point, the stress that I'm going through is not being caused by the other person. It's being caused by me, because I choose to dwell in the why does he have to do this? Why did he make this decision? Now it's all on me. Just like I decided to get up, shake it off when I got fired, and find another job, which I did, and then quickly got back on track, I can easily get up, shake it off, and say, okay. So it's not what happens to you that has to define who you are. It's what happened. Probably due to the decisions that you made, the actions that you took. So don't put yourself in that victim mentality, because it's hard to get out of. It's harder for you to shake it off if you put yourself in the victim mentality. It's not what happened to you. It's what happened. So take some time and look back. Was this a result of some of the decisions that I made? Some of the actions that I took? What could you do better next time? What actions can you change? So what happened doesn't have to define you. Learn from it. And once you learn from it and decide that you're not a victim, you're going to be open to opportunities that are in front of you that you would have missed because you're making yourself a victim. I have been fired twice in the last 3 months. Here I am, 50 years old, and I'm fired twice. Now, I'm a nurse, so I'm going to tell you that it had nothing to do with my nursing abilities or my patience. Nothing to do with that. I am a great nurse, which is why in the last 3 years, I have in my new job, I have worked my way up to a $6 raise. I went through those two jobs, and now I am making $6 more. Why? Well, I believe because I didn't make myself a victim, and I was open to the opportunities that are in front of you. Opportunities are there. But if you're making yourself a victim by saying, why does this keep happening to me? And getting stuck in the victim mentality, you're going to miss those opportunities in front of you. You're going to miss your next level of your life. You're going to miss the next job that's going to pay you more. You're going to miss the next opportunity to go on a great vacation. Whatever it is, it's not what happened to you. It's what happened. Examine what happened, and examine if you had any say so in the doing. Did any of the decisions that you make, actions that you took, affect that? And if they did, learn from that, because what happened doesn't define who you are. Not if you learn from them. But if you get stuck in the victim mentality, it's hard to get out of, and you're not going to learn from it. And you're going to drag your stress way longer than you need to. I hope this helps you. I hope this makes sense. First of all, thank you for enjoying. I don't know if you can see how it's going to be a nice day. It's going to be a great Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Think positive, be positive. And we'll talk soon.